All right, we had some, we wanted to recognize some people for a very special season. But it doesn't just start with this season, it goes back a long way. I'm going to start, Jeff. We want to, and hopefully I'll be able to get through all this without getting emotional. We wanted me to. We've been with the Vipers organization with AJ for the last 6 years when Christopher started the team. And you can't put together something special like this without a lot of people working in the background. You know, the coaches work tirelessly and they work hard putting lineups together, pitching and catching positions. I mean, it's not an easy task, but it also goes back to the practices. And Coach Jeff and Brent, you're next, have worked tirelessly behind the scenes in practices, and we built a special bond with all the coaches. But we want to thank Jeff, and I want to recognize him. As Sissy asked me to be putting some things together, you know how you have those videos that go through your mind of different flashes, and if I had a PowerPoint presentation, I'd have different things going. But one of the things that sticks in my mind is Chris had put together a rope there at the practice field, and the boys were working on trying to really get into the positions where they needed to be to get into the right arm slot. And Jeff was right there behind them, and he could pick out different things, say, hey, make sure that you get right here. And always, he's been a very huge blessing to AJ from a pitching standpoint. And a lot of the things that he's gotten between Chris and Jeff has been a real blessing. And so, as an organization, we wanted to recognize you for the hard work and the effort that you put into helping each and every one of our boys. The encouragement. Sometimes they would come off the field and they would, you know, feel like, hey, I didn't do it quite right, and you were there, you know, saying, hey, you can do this, you can go back out there, and hey, get your arm right here. And you were always tweaking them and working and helping them to become better baseball players, but also helping them to realize that it didn't always end with that particular game. And so the boys got together. And as a memento of our gratitude, we wanted to get you an engraved bat with the entire team's names, with your name on it, the year, and all of that. And just tell you how much we appreciate you and how much we thank you for everything that you've done to help our boys. Brent? Sometimes if you start with the easiest one, you can make it all the way through.
They're not on reason.
Tyler and Bear came the second year of the Vipers, and so they've been with us forever. And going back into what I was mentioning as far as the things that are done tirelessly behind the scenes. Some of y'all new folks, you know, y'all came to Viper Field, but when we were given the opportunity of having that particular field, it was not in good shape. It had not been used for many, many years. It had grass growing up in the infield and stuff like that. And Brent has worked tirelessly. He's taken his four-wheeler, his lawn equipment, and literally spent hours and hours and hours getting it prepped. It would rain, and he would go out there and drag it to get it to where it could be even usable, you know, things of that nature. And he has taken literally hours and hours of his own personal time to make sure that we had the facilities. And then one of the other things that has always meant so much to AJ has always been the encouragement. You've always been at first base, and whether they got out or whether they had a bomb, they always knew that you were going to be there, and you were going to encourage them, pat them on the back, almost like a second father. And we've appreciated that. And you can tell that you love them. You You love the boys, you encourage them, you're always there, you're hugging them, you're helping. And he's never one to want to get out there and say, hey, I want to, I'm in the front or whatever. He's always been back there. He's the one working, breaking fields and doing the stuff that needs to be done. And without that, we would not have been able to have all the things we had this year. So Brent, we want to give you a token of our appreciation. And we just want to thank you for all your work and your encouragement, your love for our boys and helping them get better. AD, you're next.
AD.
Now by yourself. AD came in this year, but again, nothing starts with just one time. There's things that have been built. And one of the things that as a parent has encouraged my heart, I've heard many stories when AJ was, when he was Alex's age, he was catching up at Vipers Baseball Academy so that he would have the opportunity to have hitting lessons and things of that nature. So he's been a critical part of the Viper Baseball organization. And I can't think of a better person to be given the opportunity to be able to play at a higher level. He has a humble heart. He has a good relationship with our boys, and they're able to relate to him because, hey, he's been there. He's not that much older, so they can relate to him and they can get around him. Get those marshmallows at him. Keeps them straight. But you look at different things, and for Chris to be able to bring him on this year, he doesn't have a boy on the team. And for him to make the sacrifice of his time, his dedication, take an entire week to come up here with us and provide that experience, we already had a foundation, but sometimes there's just one extra thing that you can see that says, wow, that's the one thing that kind of puts you right over the top. He's able to look at the boys and see different things that they're doing and work with Chris, and I think he and Chris make a great team. I mean, he's played, been at Cooperstown 3 times on his own, and he can say, hey, don't worry about this, just worry about this particular thing over here, and he's able to keep them focused. And we want to let you know from the bottom of our hearts how much we appreciate all the time that you spent at the practices this year, the times at the games, the encouragement, the attitude and the fun, that you're able to bring in here. And so the parents wanted to get together, and I thought it was funny yesterday when we were sitting there at the gift shop and you said, hey, I want to do something for Chris. You have a humble heart. You wanted to do something for him. And all the time we were like, yeah, we've already taken care of that. So we want to give you a token of our appreciation. And it's got the roster on there for the boys. It's got your name engraved on there. And we also have a team picture signed by all the boys. And hopefully you will take that and be able to remember them. And I truly think, I've got something I'll mention here in just a second with Chris, but this is a group of boys that can stay together. The baseball community is a small community to begin with. And I was talking to one of the other parents, they're like, oh yeah, I know so-and-so that plays for this team and does this and so on and so forth. And hopefully we'll be able to stay in touch after this season, and they'll continue to play, maybe in showcase teams and what have you, and continue to go on, and we'll be able to look at that team almost like in the movie Final Season and others. There were so many teams, so many boys off this team that went and played here at the college level or played at the major league level or what have you, but all the things that y'all been able to put into them at this age has been an invaluable asset. We just want to tell you thank you. Thank you.